Let's delve further into the intricacies of the recent developments surrounding Social Security and the nuanced proposals that lawmakers are considering to address its impending challenges. Before we embark on this exploration, I'd like to encourage you to take a moment to express your support by hitting the like button if you find these daily updates valuable. Now let's unravel the layers of this complex issue. The discourse surrounding potential modifications to Social Security is not a novel one, as we've often heard discussions ranging from tax increases to cuts in other governmental programs. Among the proposed changes are considerations of elevating the Social Security tax cap, imposing taxes on millionaires and billionaires, or even contemplating an extension of the full retirement age. These elements collectively contribute to a comprehensive plan, albeit one that has yet to materialize into concrete legislation. However, amid the familiar proposals, a relatively fresh idea is gaining momentum among lawmakers. The urgency stems from the looming insolvency of the Social Security Trust within the next decade, a situation that could trigger an automatic and substantial 23–24% reduction in benefits, affecting millions of recipients. In response to this imminent threat, legislators are diligently working towards formulating a bipartisan bill to address the issue. Navigating the current political landscape is no small feat, given the divided composition of the Congress, with Republicans controlling the House, Democrats leading the Senate, and a Democratic president. Crafting a bill that garners support from both sides of the aisle is imperative for any meaningful legislative progress. While the initial goal was to secure Social Security for a substantial 75+ years, pragmatism is setting in, prompting lawmakers to consider a more achievable objective. The current proposal involves passing a bill that ensures Social Security's solvency for a more moderate period, potentially spanning 15 to 25 years. This shift in focus reflects a recognition of the challenges associated with obtaining consensus on a longer-term solution. Rather than resorting to drastic measures such as raising taxes or altering the Social Security tax cap, one intriguing proposition has emerged. Senator Bill Cassidy has floated the idea of establishing a separate investment fund. The rationale behind this proposal is that such a fund could potentially yield higher returns compared to the current practice of investing in treasuries. This, in turn, would inject more funds into the trust, potentially ensuring its solvency. The practicality of securing Social Security for an extended period is hindered by the existing political dynamics. With the 2024 presidential election on the horizon, the potential ramifications of passing significant legislation during an election year loom large. Consequently, lawmakers are considering a more pragmatic approach with a shorter-term solution. One aspect of this approach involves Republicans advocating for stricter border policies, a contentious issue that has been a focal point of their political agenda. In exchange for their support, they propose a nearly imperceptible tax increase for all income brackets, from average earners to the wealthiest citizens. This financial contribution is intended to fortify Social Security and mitigate the impact of its impending insolvency. However, challenges arise as Republicans resist the allocation of $80 billion to the IRS, designated for targeting tax evasion. Their reluctance stems from concerns that the IRS might overreach and specifically target individuals rather than focusing on addressing broader tax compliance issues. In essence, the proposed big idea pivots from the ambitious goal of securing Social Security for 75 years to a more pragmatic focus on a shorter time frame. While this approach holds promise, it introduces the likelihood of revisiting discussions and negotiations every few decades. This prompts a critical question about the nation's willingness to engage in recurrent negotiations on this vital issue. Public sentiment, as reflected in polls, underscores the urgency of addressing the matter promptly, irrespective of whether the proposed solution spans 75 or 25 years. The significance of finding a resolution is underscored by the potential repercussions of inaction, including the automatic reduction in benefits and the subsequent financial strain on millions of Social Security recipients. Now, I invite you to share your thoughts on this proposed strategy.